That's weird. That's very strange. I'm reloading it too. Why is it not showing it properly? What the frick is it doing? Pardon me as the slow start. There it is. Okay, we have two people there. I'm going to be on the screen in just a moment. Enjoy the intro music with this one. Believe it or not, this is not as loud as I liked it, but that wasn't even fully, although I thought it was with the different sounds and everything. I think it doesn't show the cable. Okay, oops. Awesome. Oh, you're doing that thing. Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about plants. Okay, it might. Oh, it's only 7 o'clock. Maybe I'll go in next or whatever. We'll see.
It'll be around 8:15 or so.
Okay.
Finish probably.
Mm-hmm. All right. That was only just under 3 minutes. I felt like it was a lot longer than that. I do feel like I want to wait till there's people watching, though, that are currently here. And I hope you won't mind that I'm going to put on some muscle web. It's, always weird, people in that way I do, but it's more so that I am a little bit tight and inflamed, I guess, if I can find it, that is. Yeah. I feel like it could be helpful. So. And even if I did do it before I started, there's a very much a potential that I could still be rolling. And then, although I will admit, I showed my belly button more than Buddha belly more than I thought I did in the previous, in one of the other videos. But somebody who I've been getting to know on here and getting along with was watching. She didn't care. We actually have a funny joke about it a little bit, but at the same time, it's kind of so lame that it's almost not funny. So I don't know. It might be a short-lasting joke. Whoops. But I wanted to, I guess I should follow this on here too, right? So, I have a bit of a topic. Other than that, I welcome no general chatting. I welcome song request topics, and I might even kind of do this thing that I've been. Oops, a minute. Okay, that's my competition. One of. Anyway, there's also this other thing that I've been doing a little bit that I might look at. Okay, and the line that doesn't get old yet is chapstick if you're curious, chapstick if you're not. And well, it's only 7 o'clock. This light's already feeling so bright. I'm wondering if I should turn off the other one. I don't know if it'll make much difference, But let me go do that, and I'll be right back. Yeah, that radio is kind of loud, but I don't think it's that loud. So, oh, the other thing that I forgot to put here, I'll put here now while I'm thinking about it. And actually, I can do all that from here, although I think, yeah, that's why okay. Not sure why. Just putting a little note into the comments here. Keep trying or keep for after. Happy to have you here. Okay, so yeah, so for the scrollers, I put the title there as well. People that come across it that way while it's live. And other than that, I kind of rather wait till there's somebody here. There was very briefly. And there's actually, I think, 2 people here. So I'm just gonna adjust this a little bit. I appreciate your patience, focus, and kindness. Okay. So, yeah. So, aside from general chat and doing music covers, the idea behind this is, and I haven't pre-thought much really, but why I love being a content creator. I think it's kind of a good topic, and it'll give people an idea of when they see my videos, kind of what my, some of you will know what this channel is about already, and it's really quite varied for the most part. But it's about wellness, being there for each other, enjoying nice conversations, and doing music essentially. And obviously, all those things are great things. So, I mean, that's why I keep coming back, and that's why some of the regulars keep coming back. I've just recently started this video, so none of them are here yet, unless it's the person at the top. But a lot of the regulars, almost as soon as they tune in, they're clicking like. It's like they know they're gonna like something, and they like me. And actually, I think the 3rd like just showed up. So, see what I mean? Now, if you're commenting though, I'm not, or maybe you're not a regular, you're just liking. Either way, I appreciate it. But what is not showing is the comments at the moment. Or maybe you haven't put one. I mean, I'm seeing what I put there. And at the moment, this device just decided to freeze up for a moment. But yeah, so I mean, that really says it right there. And okay, the person looks like they did. Did they actually? That really says it right there, though, as to why I oughta. Just kidding. Yeah, that's pretty much why I. Oh, we got a 4th like. Thank you. I wish this device wasn't freezing up. Although they might match. They might both not show certain comments. But hopefully, if comments come in, okay, here we go. Yeah, but why does he need to talk with his headphones in? I'm sorry, I just got distracted by something. So yeah, basically, that's kind of what this channel is about. If you missed it, it'll probably surface up again. But yeah, other than that, chatting, I'm musical. I can do musical covers. Not all genres, but most. Not all songs. First of all, I don't know all songs, but I know a lot. Second of all, I don't feel all songs. But you're welcome to suggest. Other than that, G would be in the latter part. He thought he wanted to maybe do a separate video. I says, "Oh, let me build it up a little bit." And you did that earlier. Not building it up, anyway. So I said, I'll put it in the title. So, and it's kind of vague, so it might get people curious. Hey, I don't know why they don't show. Just need to slow down for a moment, and there's nobody here right now anyway. Anybody that's seeing this after the fact is welcome to. Or if you're getting bored, check out the other content. Sometimes there's more gaps than others. There was one video I did recently that it was quite active right out the gate. Sometimes it takes a bit of time, though, for me to both settle in to it. Watching from home. I guess that's recording from home. Yes, I guess that's the question for those watching. I like that feature a little bit. Most of the questions are decent, but yeah. I don't remember what I was saying now. Oh, right. So sometimes it takes a bit more time to settle in, and sometimes it takes a bit more time to get chat happening. And I am seeing your comments. If you don't mind, I'd rather wait until there's other people here to hear me read them. I hope that makes sense. Yeah, I'm seeing hearts there, so I appreciate that. There's no thumbs up button in the reactions, like other than on the main video, but like in chat. So I'll take that as what that means. So. Yeah. I was watching an interesting video before I started rolling today, and it kind of makes me. Basically, one of the main topics was media, whether it's a movie or a TV show. We could even talk about each of those, as well as a live streamer, and maybe it's me, and that you really resonate with, that speak to different aspects of you. He talked about 3 characters on this one show, and he sounded like he related and really strongly resonated with the first 2 or 3 that he mentioned. And then when he got to the latter one, it was like he took this big sigh and he's like, whew, and it was like, and that's why I stopped watching. No, just because I guess at the moment I told myself, well, it didn't seem like you didn't relate to or resonate with the other ones. But I guess it's true. Sometimes you might still resonate more with one in particular. That does make me think, though, does it have to be more, or can it just be also and in different ways? So I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking too much into it. I don't know. That would have been a good thing to kind of thought of ahead of time, though. Like, what characters in things? I guess I could also say books do you relate most to? And I might make that a future topic as well. Like, try and make it like the main topic amongst whatever else comes out. I haven't been a book reader for quite a long time. Lately, I've been noticing, as I've mentioned in a couple of my recent videos, that unless it's like conversation on social media, I'm looking through a magazine here that talks about local restaurants. I'm looking through a shopping flyer. But other than that, I really don't read much. I mean, I often find I just don't have the energy to do it, to be honest. But that being said, I'm not a lazy reader. I put in the effort when there's something to read that I'm seeing and that I can engage with potentially. And I'll either understand it right away or take the time to try to. And I think that that's a pretty good trait that I have. So yeah, so actually that being said, hi from Ernestine and the girls. Nice to see you, and hi to the chat also. But great. Okay, it starts with a word that must have been connected to something I was saying earlier. Great when it's worth it. Most usually is. I enjoy being here. Yeah, I enjoy people enjoying being here. Other than that, yeah, like I say, I'm mostly, but not entirely, willing to make this the kind of experience you would like it to be, as far as what we talk about, what I sing, within some reason, but for the most part. And, lately I have been a little bit not necessarily wanting to stream, I mean, I've had some device issues, but G's been thankfully letting me borrow one of his when he's using the other. But I can only do that when he's home. But it's not just that, it's the fact that when I wrap up, sometimes it'll tell me that I have this many chats. And it's like, well, so and so left about 15, 25. So and so left about the same or half that. I maybe put two in there. Like today, earlier today, 80 something. I counted 25, in my head, not looking back at it. And I haven't been able to see the chat again since, but it might show up later. Um, but still, like, not even half. And it's like, what are all these comments that it's not showing me? And I've tried to do some looking into that. I've not found the answer. The only thing I've kind of found is that it might be a clearing your cookies, browsing cookies or whatever. But and I guess I would have to know how to do that on the cell phone. The other thing is this. Oh, thanks for the five likes for the person that's been here for a while. The other thing is that but sometimes I do see them. It's the weirdest thing. I promise I'm not being selective. I would have to, I do it on the cell phone, which is saying that it wants to do updates. And I don't think I postponed them, but it wants to postpone them until Tuesday, which is just a couple days away. But I think my previous laptop, I did that and realized maybe I shouldn't have. I don't feel like cell phones suggest them as often as computers. But I'm not really sure how to necessarily look. I meant to do it before starting. I truly did. I don't think I can do it while rolling. But I'll try to remember to do that. Um, well, actually, though, that being said, even though I didn't do it on the cell phone, I looked in those areas on the computer. And I'm thinking if I was going to see them on one, I'd see them on the other just as quickly. And I don't know what I'm not noticing, but yeah. So, anyway. But I promise I do have vision, and I have visions. That's another topic. What do people think about vision boards? What do people envision for their life? Wow, that's a big topic. But what first comes to mind, or what comes to mind when you sit and think about it for a moment? And then when he's over there, because I don't think any of those lights are on in that room. I might turn this one off. He'll probably be down in about. Well, don't quote me on this. Best just to stay and enjoy it as long as you can. But G will probably be down on the piano in about 30, 45 minutes. And that's when the person left just before I said that. So it wasn't me. They didn't even wait to find out how long. But, three people liked this video before. And then there was lots of people watching. I mean, the numbers don't always balance out like you think they should. But I'm almost tempted to do that. But then I know that if I put that, then there's that distraction behind. But yeah, this one popular show right now, apparently it has. I mean, I guess it's a strategy that they started with something that really sells in media, and that's going to get people's attention. But then they apparently there's more to the storyline than just a couple aspects that I know of. But yeah, no, I love that question. I wish I could think of an answer myself as to, like I say, what characters, or definitely fellow live streamers. I mean, some of the ones that you sometimes see on this channel and that I'll be interviewing, I relate to. But other than that, like as far as in movies or TV, I know there's got to be some. This is where it's like, put some of your inspirations, or some of the ones you really relate to, and it might kind of jog it for me. I mean, I don't have cable, so I mean, I have watched a lot of TV shows in my time, but not a lot recently, unless I see stuff on YouTube. I'm thankful though that one person was here earlier and liked my explanation about not seeing the comments. Like they're like, okay, it felt as if they were saying they felt that I'm genuine and I truly am not seeing them. I'm truly not intending to ignore anybody, and that's the truth. So I'm just gonna go quickly put something in the other room here, and I need to adjust this lighting. My eyes can't do this lighting tonight. So I'll be right back in less than 5 minutes. But for different reasons than usual. You know what? Yeah, I'm just gonna put that on, put this on, and although those are nice and colorful, they really won't make any difference. So you might get the shadow on the wall, but and there's no really way that I can place this. I'm trying. Actually, I can. I've done this before. Really only 20 minutes in. Oh, but the other reason that I live stream, which I guess I haven't said yet, or maybe I have, I can't remember. But the other reason is because I really do enjoy the connection. The people that I, well, that speaks for itself, right? I mean, newbies and also the people that I'm been getting to know and look forward to getting to know, continuing to get to know. So, yeah, most of which I only connect with on here. So, and we're not just going to give out, personal information to just anyone random. Like, we have to build a connection with them and feel that they're genuine and that we like them and all that. That doesn't look like it needs to be turned now, I don't think. So yeah, and sometimes it doesn't take very long, but it is. Be honest, be genuine. See how long it takes. You know what I mean? Lost the person at that one. It's like honest, genuine. No thanks. No thanks. No, they didn't say that, but why not, right? It's funny. I said this thing about treat others how you wish to be treated. Do to others as you wish that they do to yourself for that. And somebody else was saying that in their video too. And it is. And it's not, it's the kind of thing I don't think most people need a reminder of, but honestly, some people maybe do. And again, not to sound like something I said, but it's a very interesting point, and I think it's pretty valid. If you wonder, are you that person that needs to think about it for a moment? You just might be. Maybe not to a super strong extent, but still, you might be. Now I'm going to take this out of there because I don't want it to pull and fall. I'm extra careful about that now. But yeah, so chat ideas, song suggestions. I'm also looking through some stuff on here that I might bring into this, and you may relate to it quite strongly in various ways. One, because there's a lot of variety. Two, because, not with ill intent, because that's not who I am and it's not who any of us should be. But sometimes when I'm browsing online, an image of something that I like for whatever reason, or want to remember to look back at, although sometimes that's easier than other times, depending on how many posts a person makes and such and such. But so, like, I don't know if I should say this one or not. And again, I'm not purposely ignoring comments. That's a good segue to this. But this image, and it's got some text with it that says, if you don't hear from me, it's because I don't hear from you. It works both ways. I mean, that resonated, because I think that it's very true. That being said, some people aren't good they want to, but they aren't good at initiating that kind of thing. Once you reach out to them, though, they're happy to chat. And not necessarily just about themselves. I mean, the thing of the matter is, if they're going through a lot and they feel like you're a good listener or they trust you or whatever, and then maybe. But, I think it says something to somebody's character when they at least at least get around to, or afterwards pretty quickly apologize if it's kind of like, I'm sorry, I was going all on about me because I've got all that stuff going on. Thank you so much for listening, for any support that you gave me. How have you been? I mean, sure, maybe some people don't have the capacity or they don't want to know because they don't want to find out that maybe one of the people that they care about isn't doing well and they might not know what to do to help. But I'll tell you this much, I'll tell you, don't have to always be qualified to be helpful. And you'd be surprised maybe what helps, such as distraction, such as uh, finding something to laugh with each other about, such as feeling feelings together, even if it's not, something that the other person relates to strongly. I don't know. Feel free to suggest some other ones, but I think that, that's what this life is about, going through it with each other. And even when we don't know each other very well, we're all living this life. We all have experiences and we've learned things and we've grown in some ways. And so yeah, I definitely feel like, people most always don't cross paths for no reason. Um and so, it's this thing of, yeah, so yeah, in other words, I don't know if I fully agree with that thing in the image here, but I don't disagree with it either. Now I don't live in the Bay Area, so I don't know. Must have been the image. What is the image? Not one I remember. But it is an important topic to me. I don't know. That being said, I don't know if I want to talk about it. But it does kind of make me think that there are always ways which we can all relate to each other. There's all, and so, being open to finding those ways. Again, I do apologize to the person that's here right now. At the moment, it's just you. I'm not seeing any chat um, from anybody that other than me and one other person. I'm not really sure why that is. Maybe you've already heard me going on about this, so I'm not going to continue to. But it's annoying. And like I say, it almost made me not want to stream, today. But I do enjoy it. And when I see the chats, whether they're from regulars or new connections, it's like it makes it worth it, And we can all have that and enjoy that together. Sorry, this cushion has just slid a little bit, not much, but there we go. Because it's not all the way back; it affects my back a bit. But yeah, but again, I'm not picking and choosing what I am reading or not. So, but as far as with these, let's see what else we got in here. So that one I just saw. Do I want to? Well, I realized when I kind of talked about it a bit more that I more so disagree with it than I agree with it. But I think at the time when I kind of saved it, it was the other way, or mostly. Um, Although that being said, I would say that equal effort, as equal as possible, is an important thing. That I would agree with. What else do we got here? The other reason, I don't know if I said it yet, while you might very much relate to some of this, like I say, it's just random things random, things that I found beautiful, or things that I found interesting, or that resonated. And, you may find that you are, or some of the people in these, and that's not intentional. That would just be completely by fluke. This, however, well, this would be really by fluke too. Please be genuine. Please be honest. If you, and that's the thing I would suggest too, is if your comments aren't going through, I hope that you're able to kind of keep them somewhere else, preferably digitally, so that you can just put them in afterwards, because those almost always show. But otherwise, if you're writing them out and then have to type them out after them, maybe you get bored often and you're looking for things to do, and that works perfectly for you. And I appreciate your efforts. And either way, I'm curious to see what you may say in kind, and happy to interact and mostly available to do so. Anyway, please be genuine with me. If you don't know who this is, don't play with me, okay? But I'm wondering if you do. If you do, you would have known him in the 80s or 90s. And some of you will if you've been to my channel before at certain moments. So there's that. There's another picture of him here. Looking cooler than ever. Get it? But the reason why that's only the 80s and 90s, well, it could have been before that, but not beyond the 90s, except for, like I say, hearing about him on here, is because he passed away in the 90s. The late 90s, but still the 90s. Now I have to reopen what I had there. There was somebody else here a moment ago. There's one here now. So many great points. Yes, I appreciate that from whichever one of you it came from. And if it's the person whose comments I am seeing, I'm thinking that their phone may have died or they got distracted because kind of left abruptly, and she wouldn't do that. So, but she lives with a couple other people, kind of. In fact, well, let's just say this, okay? And I accept it because it's white light energy. It's healing. It's interesting. It doesn't have to be a bad thing, and it usually isn't. With the right person doing it in the right way. But she's a medium, so she often is connected to angels. She's actually helped me out. Or she's actually relayed some stuff about a couple of mine, which has been quite nice. Those really are special and nice connections to have, actually. I really feel like I'm missing some comments from the one person here. Again, I'm really happy to have you here. I hope that you're enjoying and feeling mostly positive emotions, or working through any difficult emotions that you're feeling as you're listening. As long as you're not sitting here judging, and laughing or whatever. I mean, I don't even like to say that, but there are people that might do that, because honestly, seriously, I don't need that. I'd rather it be saying that nobody's watching, and if that's the case, and you can watch something you'd enjoy more. I mean, as far as the laughing part, though, I will admit sometimes I'm funny. I will admit that. So, but yeah, but I'm really sorry if you're putting comments that I'm not seeing. I'll stop saying that now. But I'll say it more when there's more people here, perhaps. But at the moment, we're at a quiet point. Let me just see here. I appreciate your patience as I look at the next thing to talk about. Like I say, it could be very, very relatable. If you don't like the fact that I'm about to blow my nose on screen and one of you just got here, I mean, I've got the cushions perfect, this and that. You can always just kind of look away and cover your ears or whatever. I mean, it's a human function. I watched back one of mine, though, and I don't do it often, but sometimes I get a little congested or I'm a little under the weather, and I watched back one, and G was making these faces, and like, those were loud. Well, that one wasn't as loud, but anyway, so. But yeah, it's a human function, so it's not that weird. You're like... No, I don't know if you were. I also tried... Did I? Yeah, I put a new setting on where my videos might auto-caption automatically while live, which is not something I see very often or even knew was a doable, unless it's just a recent thing. But that's handy for people that, I guess, are hearing impaired. Unfortunately, they were never never experience the music that I share as a hearing person would. Um, but no, I'm kind of thinking if it's somebody that lives like this, I'd rather than not watch, and I'd kind of like to share that. But then it'd be kind of awkward to think, oh, and I've been listening this whole time, and I don't want to come across judgy either. But it's one of those things. I just don't get it. I don't get it, and no, I don't think I'm going to. So I didn't get very much the first time there. If you haven't yet liked, I appreciate if you do. Getting us close to 7 and then some, hopefully. That's weird. Oh, I see. I'm sure everybody will relate to this. Right? Well, I do tend to like pizza. That, I wonder if that's similar, but one of them is real. The woman in the couch. No, just kidding. That's what this reminds me of. Sorry, the neighbors are upstairs making noise. Essentially. I think I am going to go back to this tab on here and see if it shows me anything that I don't see on the cell phone. Select all, which means it should show me all. Weird. Or again, and no, it's not actually because I'm not putting anything. But I do feel like I'm pretty approachable, laid back, easy to get along with. So I don't know why you wouldn't, but anyway. This is the second time that I've seen this movie character. Speaking about movie characters, I mean, I am at home. I otherwise don't really relate to him. But it does make me think of a couple of Leannes. One for sure has passed away. I'm not too sure about the other one. Do I want to know? Do I want to find out? I believe her partner had passed away. Or a guy that she was dating for a while. Here it is. I don't know. And to me, it doesn't really matter whether the person watching accepts or believes in the afterlife. I mean, okay, that's your last. Maybe your phone died. Maybe something came up for you. Or like, is it really only 38 minutes in? Or maybe you were like, if it doesn't really matter if I'm watching, that's what you said a couple of. And it was never my intent. But fine, that's fine. It looks like I have somebody else here to keep me company anyway. In a way. White light healing energy can coexist with religious beliefs positively. Thankfully, I know some people that are, work with both of those things, or that are good with both of those things. And it was recently, but I already can't find it. It's interesting. Like, even though I remember some things about her connection while she was living that were a little bit annoying about it, most of our connection was great, and this is what I mean. We can want to summon up angels and connection with them. Just because we want it doesn't mean that it's always going to happen. song I'm hearing on the radio right now is one that, and he almost quit music because of it himself, and he's pretty popular, is one that I tried to cover once, and, well, I don't know, it was one of the few where I've actually seen it. Don't know why that is, but and it's kind of a lovey-dovey song too. Not that those are terrible, but I mean, singing it to random people. Yeah, that's right. Those two fishing ones really makes me not want to even keep driving. Right, and I heard about that one because but I can always go past it. But yeah, I don't feel like I'm sensing the one and the other one. I mean, if still a logo, which I think is probably still like him. I mean, I might run into it, find out otherwise. I think I remember seeing that one. I don't remember seeing that one. But yeah, connections in all the ways matter. And so yeah, so not intentionally ignoring any comments. If I don't see them, I can't read them, but hopefully I'll see them. Like, oh, you're still on about that. I thought I'd come back, but you're saying it again. Well, because I did. I don't know who's watching at the top unless I could see their comments. So I thought it might have been somebody different. I know who that one looks a bit like. It's hard to believe we're already almost finished January. Yeah, I still think that's wild. Somebody calls their lower lip their cheek. I can't remember what I was looking up. Yeah, I'm glad that seems to go down. Ooh, it stings a little bit when I touch it with my tongue, though. I guess I don't often. But I almost wondered if it was cancerous. I don't know. I mean, I try and have good hygiene in that way, but and I understand. When I understand why somebody came and left pretty quickly, because I was sitting here talking about that C word, right? So yeah, it's how they showed that in the video. Yeah, it's true that I don't often do videos where it kind of inspires my other ones, but sometimes I'll say something that's like, oh, I will do more about that, but sometimes I forget to do it, next time I live stream. That's why I try and do it the best I can in the moment, I guess. Yes, I do have to remember to do that, that's true. Yeah, I guess there is a little bit more to that one, but I think, well, I thought twice it did, but then she stayed for a bit longer, like 2 or 3 times, so and then nobody came afterwards because I wrapped up not long after. So, I don't know what the rest of that is, but. Yeah, there's a couple settings on YouTube. I didn't even know settings, and I appreciate them as long as they do, in fact, do what they're supposed to. It's ironic because I saw somebody with a t-shirt today that reminded me a bit of that one. It's the one kind of near the 2 cats that look like they're kissing. Hmm. Hmm. That's interesting. Kind of an interesting image too. Hmm. I'm guessing this must have pulled out there. Sorry. But let me just push this in a bit more. Is that not the right cord? Sorry, just a moment here. Trying to get my one device to charge. It's got a super long cord, and it seems to be that one. Oh, I see. Maybe it's that. Why does it not indicate? Okay, more device issues, perhaps. Like, I mean, I should be careful with this one because it could have tumbling. I'm not too sure why that's not charging. Not really necessarily matter about making space on this if the thing isn't charging. That light is on. I'll have to remember to charge it in the other room later. I don't think that there really is a problem to pulling it like this. Good catch of that Kleenex box. It almost fell anyway. But okay. That was interesting. Boom. um, I don't know why it would be that adapter, but maybe it is. That is a confusing photo. Maybe. Can have being wonky again. I'll come back into it if I have to. Like this one for instance, other than being a fellow piano player, I think I thought he looked a little bit like my friend Clark. I think that's what I thought back when I saved that one. What's this? Guessing this might be in the same group, and so this is somebody's creation. I don't know how easy it'd be for other people to find it, and I don't know if I should put it in this. Hmm. Very beautiful, though. It's almost posted in such a way where he's maybe possibly, I can't see the words that go with it, but looking for someone to put chords to it or something. Hmm. That's just odd. Although kind of ironic because it's something that's been going on in this household lately. Hmm. I don't like to keep seeing it. But I've talked with a great activist for a while. She's like, I agree. So my angelic friend is agreeing with me that it probably is a better choice to communicate with the one that I know is past with my ability, chapstick if you're curious, chapstick if you're not, than the one that I'm not sure of. Even though experiences can feel very real and I don't know. It just, yeah. I'm seeing a name that makes me think of her, so. So she's like, are we doing this then? Are we having a revisit? I didn't get very much previous time. I was like, I'll be careful because I'm thinking about it alone. Then what am I going to do? Get more. Yeah, that makes sense. Oh, this is charging now. I just noticed. I don't know what I just did there, though. I mean, I was just about to hear that image. And now it's like, no, I guess I meant to keep it for some reason. I'm not sure why. Well, that is not her and her family, but it's also next to it must be around the same time of year next to the same type of plant. Sometimes surviving is the worst kind of pain, this quote says. And it shows it twice. And I feel like, yeah, she's kind of saying that. It's kind of like, we just have to remember to be glad when we lose loved ones that they're not going through those pains anymore. Somebody stating to be glad when we lose loved ones and look at their life. You really need to hear the rest of that statement to get the full statement. I certainly wasn't saying be glad you've lost loved ones. I certainly was not. But anyway. I can't, I love it too much. But yeah. Yeah, so I mean, I didn't necessarily need that reminder because it was something that I knew, but it is helpful to think it and to remember it, I think. She'll be downstairs soon. I'd love to have somebody to introduce him to. Whether it's somebody I already know or I get to know. But that being said, I understand, even if it's a male dog or not. I understand why someone could call their dog a man. Or a dude, I can almost understand though. But like, little man, it's a little dog. Why are we putting a human word to it? But it's that kind of stupidity that I won't die. Yeah, I think that's why I kept this one. And I almost remember the name. I certainly have known somebody with that last name. In fact, I knew two people with the same first name Not super, super common, but not unique either. The same kind of less common last name and very similar middle names. Not finding at the moment for some reason. Oh, that could be why. Really? Yeah, I imagine that would be lots of laugh. How did that come about? Or just randomly started talking with you, like he would like he said he always used to do in life, and sometimes that doesn't. And the nice thing is that angels, when they connect with each other out there, they're never gonna lose each other. They're never gonna. I know there's so many enticing things that could make us all just want to pass away and be with them. You know. But we also have to realize that there's also lots of great things on earth. There's lots to experience. There's lots of people to meet. There's lots of impact that we can all have on each other in positive ways. And you can say, oh, I've done lots in my life. I've met lots of people, blah, blah, I'm ready. And in some ways, it's very hard for me to not tell you to sort of it's only been 8 minutes to tell you otherwise, but or to tell you, yeah, to tell you that like I don't understand, don't do it. Okay, now it's showing up, but in other words, I feel kind of mixed. Oh, that's amazingly common, but where's the middle name? I feel like the radio is being a little bit loud, so I am also trying to talk over that a little bit. No, it's not finding it on being right. So I don't know why it showed me that one, because I thought it was maybe to look her up and I was attempting to click that, but this is meantime. But a beautiful family, though, I'll tell you that much. Okay, beautiful family. Um, yeah, I'm trying to keep talking, like I say. And it's just because I don't know any religions, but like there's some of these that don't make sense to me. There's just so many. That's an interesting quote. That's not very familiar to ever having seen it before. Like I say, some of these I saved in here ages ago. I mean, this is so good, I almost just want to keep it, let alone put it in here. I mean, we're almost an hour in. I don't know. There's nobody currently watching, and I'm not sure if it's worthwhile to put it in this one. I'll probably come across it again later, so I keep browsing. But that's right, I am trying to keep talking over the thingy as well. Because this song is particularly a bit louder, and I just, what, the only, the worst that ever happens, though, like I told somebody earlier today, is it just will not allow it to monetize. When he comes down, I'm sure he'll be improvising, although that might get a little bit boring, but, well, you know what, we just be okay with certain videos getting monetized. We're also trying to figure out the best way to put motion on, there is one way, but it's less obvious. But if anybody ever wants to donate, how we can have them do so, because I think there's a better platform. They've always been in the there's been articles lately, and they're like, a lot of people don't like them. That's very specific, but I don't. Yeah, maybe he is. Well, I guess I didn't think he was. Okay, I certainly don't need it in there twice, though. Whoops. I don't know if I need that in there twice either, but yeah, I don't think it's showing anything more the other time. Is it actually in there 3 times? No. So yeah, I'm just looking through some images. Looks like it's crashing again, so I have to come back into it. And I can do music, we can chat. I'd like to get, even if, I'd like to get to the bottom of this list. Okay, what songs do we have here? Those aren't songs. Those aren't songs, but they look like there was some here. I don't know many of that guy's songs. I just don't. And that, it just says it's lip syncing. So I haven't watched it recently, if I ever did. So I can't tell you what they're lip syncing. Whoops, go back for a moment though. What's all that at the side? Open, please. I don't know. It doesn't show it. One's idle. One looks like it might be Ed Sheeran. But no, I can't make it out well enough. I do know that song. I don't really want to do it though. Yeah, I spent a lot of time since I've watched that show. Hi Carrie. Yeah, certain people think certain things, and think a certain thing there, but I'm not here. But they'd be somewhat wrong, perhaps. I don't recognize who that is. I don't know that song. I've heard of it. Unfortunately, I don't know it. So it makes it hard to do it if you don't know it. I don't like the one that's playing on the radio right now, which hopefully you can't hear. I really have to decide if I'm going to be doing that video that Elizabeth wants us to do. I don't know how to come to that decision. I don't think we're going to want to do it during the week because the evenings are short enough when G gets home from work, We have a routine, I really think, but when she's not at work, she doesn't sleep a lot and she heavily does that stuff. I'm going to postpone it at least. So yeah, yeah, she saw that. I said, "You really asked." Yeah, to see the pictures. But goodbye. Wow, she got that right away. I don't know that reason, and maybe some other reasons. If I want to tell about the thinking. Oh, that's not the band I thought it was, but it is 3 letters, and that is, and I don't know any of them very well. That one, I know that he's been a judge on one of those talent shows, maybe not just singing. Otherwise, I feel like I probably know the band he's in, but I don't. Louis Tomlinson. Russ was an interesting one. He's like Carpet Man or Orville Peck. But I don't know much of any of their songs. And yeah. I would love to have her here listening. But at the moment, I'm not really talking about much either. And, when she knows what chat, she knows what chat. NG would probably be downstairs too. What's the charge at? I think it was 100 when I got it, right? At 81. Pretty good. Whoops. And there's a lot of doodads on. Phone weekly reports. I don't know how I got that drop down. Okay, I see. I think I do know what that is, and it shouldn't be on location. I do know one of her songs, and I think I like it. I do and don't agree with it's okay not to be okay. I don't think it is. I think we should be working to be okay. That's not Beyonce. I don't think that's Beyonce. And even if it is, again, I know like 2 or 3 of her songs. You know, typical. You know what? Just kidding. I mean, I'm getting all kinds of great ideas here. Christina Aguilera. Again, I probably know 2 or 3 of her songs. Jewel, I do know quite a bit. But I don't think I want to sing it. I don't really know what's in here. Okay, I'm gonna be Susan Bell. Isn't that true? Boy George, again, I definitely know of him. He created the way they a lot, but I otherwise of what's below on that one. But I otherwise don't think I know many of his songs. I probably do actually, but not that I know of. You're like I know you don't. It seems to be a real pattern with you. Maybe so, but certainly not with all musicians. I just don't often readily have them on mind. Um, I mean, it's a nice flower. That's probably why I saved that. Um, this is creeping me out. What? Just a moment. Hmm. How do I get around here? I mean, she writes something where somebody dies in the first scene or whatever. Like, what's up with that? I guess it's true you don't get super closely connected to him that way, but am I really seeing this? I don't want to say what it is. I don't want to say what it. You know what? I think I just realized what it is though, because there's 2 corners. There's 2 corners. So I think that's all it was. Thank the Lord that freaked me out for a moment there. I think it's just I had multiplayer on. Whoops. Yeah, but I know what you're doing. Um, I guess I can't do. This is the best I can get, and it doesn't look that fancy, but it's kind of cool. And so that I don't get tripped up by that again and not figure it out this time. Not it wasn't the flower that that was all the way it was being about. Here's another interesting flower picture, though. I don't know what to think of it because obviously one of the things, the color is not what you'd think it would be. I think I've seen black flowers, though. I think I have. That's who this one has. It doesn't show the Georgia. If he's not down by 8 o'clock, I'm going to go fetch him. Anybody in that show? I mean, I've seen it a few times. To my question from way earlier, I don't feel like I've seen it enough to really know for sure. Kind of her because I'm loud and obnoxious? No, I don't think so. Wow. I'd actually forgotten that my friend was here and she was here the whole time. And I'm not entirely surprised because, she could totally be like, I'm just happy to be here, being with you, you know, maybe pop in a little bit every now and then I do have to go and at least try to connect with my other loved one. So yeah, it seems like what you're saying, and that is what I'm going to have to do very, very soon. But things have been a bit quiet, I guess, at this part of your evening, and well, I just wanted to wish you well with the things you're trying to do, the goals that you have, and remind you that I care about you, and that you can do it if you keep uh, setting your heart to it. That's lyrical, but I don't know what to do with it. Well, this is really good. I think I'm gonna run out. So, anybody know what's been up with Wendy Williams lately, by any chance? Technically now 14. Bars. Yeah, mixy. Hi. But it's not what? Sorry. Okay. Yeah, I'm not too sure what I think. The back of my legs might enjoy it in a moment, but okay, this isn't going to be charging now that it's not plugged in. But for a moment, it was. I thought it was. But okay, sounds good. I'll maybe be there in a moment. Are you coming down to play piano soon?
Well, that's what I was saying. There's no longer any cut now, but it's only about half full.
Okay, so you're gonna. I don't know why they suddenly didn't. You're gonna come down and play piano.
So if I do that, I can have to make hot water free for you that.
I guess I'll go with what's in there, and if you want to start the thingy again, I'll pour it in. I'm just kind of confused why suddenly that one dinged, but the previous one didn't. Also, there was something else I was gonna say. I can't remember what it was. Yeah, I really don't know why that dinged, because it hadn't been dinging before that. Yeah, that, and that. He'll probably just be down briefly do that and then doing his own thing, and then I'll do mine. And it works. This is a very interesting post from quite a while ago that somebody put, and I guess it spoke to me, and I'm not too sure what to think of it. And it looks like it's only partial because it's also a poem or song above it. So I actually don't know if I ever did process this before, but I'd like to talk about it for a few more until G gets down here. Even though there's nobody watching at the moment, anybody that may be watching at this point. This person says that their mental health has been bad for 40 years. I would question that person, not necessarily trying to disagree, but I would question that person. Yeah, that did help my throat. And I still slept fine, so I might do that later. And that's right, that's that avatar stuff. And say, is that simply when they were diagnosed or started to notice the issue? I'm sure it hasn't been, even though it is, sometimes a thing that people, it's genetics, or it's part of, what living, brings somebody, certain mental health issues. And they may stick around, even though you're working on them. But either this person is not working on them, or they're not necessarily intentionally, but exaggerating how how like it's not. I would say it's not like super strongly continually. I would say for 40 years. I mean, right from like the youngest of childhood years. I thought he was coming downstairs. I'm gonna have to go get him in a moment, but let me just finish this first. Because I think that one was in the part of it was. Although no, I feel like all of it is. Or is it just where I saw it on this one? And there I can find a light to guide your way through the night. Okay, good. Yeah, I don't know what this guy's problem is. I mean, he's been published. He listens to music he likes. Reads and writes stories. Ought to be a recipe for a successful life. Again, it was something I wanted to remember to look at later. Doesn't think he's unsuccessful, but mental health symptoms are as medically serious as any physical health problem. Of course, I know that 2024 mental health resources are not as good as they should be. Really, I thought they were a lot better than they ever used to be. But lots of psychiatric support, but all of it has been done from what my family and I are crying out as being without perspective. Not sure what that means, but okay. Yeah, I guess I could look at this in the thing. I'd rather not, because it might be a little tricky. But I suppose I could. Probably won't be in it very long anyway, but I do want to make sure I do that without other distractions. So, it is paper. That's a little stupid, but whatever. I'll do my best to do it well. Anyway, I'm only ever a little stupid when I'm stupid. I'm usually not even stupid. What's taking you so long? Sorry? Needs one worker to stick with me to get to know me. What are you saying? And didn't know you were wearing it? Anyway, instead of a new CPN or two every 2 or 3 months, or little longer than that, but still not very long. Yeah, no, I can understand that. This is a very interesting point that probably a lot of people relate to. Because some we do have those very special, very good ones, and there may be periods of time when we need them less, but it's certainly nice to know that we have them when we need them, and not have to go through losing them. That's for sure. So G is just about to start doing some piano in a moment here, but sorry.
I think this was vibrating. I'm just trying to find out why. Why? We vibrating. Fix it at mine.
Well, it doesn't say anything other than that there's somebody that just tuned in by the just left, as to why here.
Okay.
But yeah, difficult to get any worker. Can't deny that it would go to support. Frankly, more than my share. But what's the rest of that? I would like to know. But again, it's from. Oh wait, here it is. Although still it says see more, and I can't click it because it's just a photo. I think, but even so, and it's through no fault of my own, my mental health continues to get. Okay, so I don't know what to say about that. He might be related to somebody famous, though. I'll tell you that much. So that's kind of cool. Anyway, G will be getting the phone in a moment and playing piano. Might not be mad about that time, but yeah. I almost thought someone was coming in just in time, but this did really decent at the beginning as far as likes go. But it's one of those things on YouTube land. And mostly as far as likes go. Okay, I better go get up there, eh?
Yeah.
Oh, now this is charging again. But they're really stupid. Oh, I thought that the charger of this was being finicky, and I was looking at old images of old images which showed previous times and charging levels and blah blah. And I guess I was getting confused because I was like, "This is charging, but it's not plugged in." Oh, because it was charging in the image.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's see if the thing actually charges, because if it doesn't, then that's new.
Right.
Oh, I just put that down on wetness.
You put it down on wetness.
Yeah.
You put it down on wetness. Oh, wow, what? Just some things just have to be put to music. So, hey, just when you're looking at somebody's live stream and the live stream is in progress, do you see, when you're looking at somebody's live stream and their live stream is in progress, do you see a still of them in their live stream, or do you see the thumbnail that,
Depends on the device, it varies. Sometimes it moves, sometimes it doesn't.
Okay, because just what I wonder is,
I
if
know.
anybody looking here, will they see me playing the piano, or will they have to?
It varies.
It varies.
But you can add thumbnails afterwards, and then they'll see it once it's posted in the stumble across
Yeah,
it.
I know, but that's as I said, why I wanted
I didn't even
to.
know you knew about adding thumbnails on here.
Yeah, but that's why I asked about. That's
Actually, I do know how to edit it if it's like via the internet, like stock, free for use stock photo, because there is a way to edit during. But on the cell phone, I don't know how.
oh.
So if you can think of a stock photo you want to look at, but I'm gonna get up there and enjoy the thing. So don't whoa with it, man. And don't slam the camera.
I'm
I
not.
might get mad.
Oh wait.
Okay, you don't need to do that. You can be filled with the medicine and the this and that of the music. Healed from head to toe.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Just call me Dr. C.
I don't know. I think this would do better with its, well, with its own thumbnail. I'm going to try this as a separate video. Hopefully, it won't get too mad at me.